Hi, in this video, we'll try to see how you can define a function which can directly accept an array as an argument. It may happen many a times that you want to pass on multiple values, and instead of writing multiple arguments, you can simply pass on an array of elements directly to a function. Now remember, I am going to demonstrate this in two different ways. First way is the simple way where you directly pass on the array, access it as an array in the function and do the operations. In the second way, we'll see how an array is passed on as a pointer. So we'll do that for the next video. In this video, we'll just look at the very simple way to pass on an array and write down a C program for it. So let us say, what I'll do is I will have a C program here, which should print some numbers and which should pass on some numbers to the function, and the job of function is to multiply them with 2 and print it. So write a function to accept an array of float values and then multiply them with 2 and print the result. So let's write it down. So let's call the function as void print mul, and this is going to accept an array, float array. So let's write it down as like this. So float my and just opening closing bracket. You don't have to specify any size into it. So that's your function declaration. Then this is void main. Let's create an array here. So float of val is equal to curly bracket. Let's take some values. So 21.1, 15.6, 39.6, 45.2 and 10.52. So we have got 5 values over here in an array. Now what we want to do is the function should accept them, multiply it with 2 and simply print the result. So what I'll do is I will simply call this function here print mul and val. While passing the array, you don't have to mention the brackets because you are not passing an individual value. Remember, always if it is some other function, then you can always return a single value of your array like this. So val of 0, val of 1 or something like that. But this program is for a function where we directly pass an entire array. So print mul val is how you write it. Now let us try to define this function over here. Now we know that we are having 5 values. So let's take an int I, and for I equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus. The array index starts from 0 to 4. So this is 0th element, first element, second element, third and fourth. So our for loop will be from 0 to 4 or 0 to less than 5. What we want to do here is, let's take another variable which is actually not needed, but let's take it. So j is equal to what? My of 0 or my of I multiplied by 2. Printf %d x %d is equal to %d, comma. What is the first value here? First value is my of I. The second value is actually 2. So we don't have to write down here %d. We can simply write down 2 directly here. And then we have a result called j. Now all of these are not int values. These are all float values. So j is it's supposed to be float because we are performing the multiplication with floats. So %d instead of it should be %1.1f, which should print only one digit value, %1.1f, my of j and my of I and j. That's it. So in first iteration, it will accept or it will work on 0th element, first element, second element, third element, fourth and fifth, so on. Let us also give new lines before and after. So this is how you can directly pass on an entire array of values and perform operations onto it. Let's build and run this code. My first value was 24.1. So when you multiply it by 2, we get this. 15.6 multiplied by 2, you get this. 39.6, 54.2 and 10.5. Remember, if you make some mistake in indexing, then your program may throw error. Or may not be an error, but if I start from 1, if I end at 5, then what will happen is I might skip my first value, which is 24.1. So just make sure when you pass on the array, access them properly from index 0 to the last index. This program can be converted to use any kind of arrays in your programming or any kind of integer or float arrays. About the text array, we'll see in our next video. Thank you for watching this video.